I thought she loved me, until I heard her say, "He's not my type, but he's rich." She had no idea I was listening, and no idea what I'd do next. I gave her a prenup so brutal, she nearly cried at the table. And just when I thought it was over, she came back, pregnant. This is how I turned her gold digger game into the ultimate checkmate. Hey Reddit, grab your popcorn. This one's got love, lies, money, and a twist that still makes me laugh when I think about it. I, 32M, was engaged to a woman, 29F, I thought was the love of my life. Let's call her Emily. Smart, beautiful, funny in a makes fun of me, but in a cute way kind of vibe. We met at a coffee shop 2 years ago, classic rom-com stuff. She spilled her drink on my laptop. I was annoyed. She bought me a cookie to apologize. Next thing you know, we're talking every day, and a year later, I proposed. Here's the kicker. I never told her how much money I actually have. I run a software company that went from 2 guys in a basement to a multi-million-dollar beast. I don't flash it. No lumbo, no designer flex. I wear Target hoodies and still eat instant ramen like a degenerate. I like that she loved me for me, or so I thought. Anyway, fast forward to a couple months ago. We're in the thick of wedding planning. Stress is high. Money's flying out the window for venues, dresses, catering, whatever. I'm footing the bill for most of it, and she keeps saying stuff like, "You're so generous," or, "I'm glad I don't have to worry about this stuff anymore." Looking back now, the red flags were there. But love makes you blind. And dumb. Mostly dumb. The night it all changed. I came home from work early, like 9 p.m. instead of my usual 11. I walk in and hear her laughing in the living room. She's on a video call with her 2 best friends. I stop in the hallway when I hear my name. I swear, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I was about to walk in when I heard one of her friends say, "You really hit the jackpot with Jake, huh?" Emily laughed. Like, that kind of laugh that's just a little too smug. "Girl, I know. He's not exactly my type. But come on, he's loaded. I'll never have to work again." Then she said, "I just have to lock this in. After the wedding, it's mine. No prenup, no escape clause. I'm set." There was more. Stuff about how she'd upgrade in a few years once she's done playing house. How she was doing me a favor because I wasn't exactly a 10. I stood there frozen like a damn NPC in shock. She had no clue I was home. I backed out of the hallway like a cartoon villain, went straight to my home office, and sat there in silence for maybe 30 minutes, just staring at my screen. I wish I could say I confronted her right then, or screamed, or did something bold, but I didn't, because right in that moment, something snapped in me, and that's when the plan started to form. So there I was, sitting in my office, still hearing her laughter echoing in my skull like it was on repeat. She had no idea I was home. She had no idea what she'd just done. I didn't sleep that night. I laid next to her in bed while she cuddled up like nothing happened. She even kissed my shoulder and said, "You're so good to me." I stared at the ceiling and wondered how I missed it all. The next morning, I did what any emotionally repressed man with too much money and a sprinkle of unhinged pettiness would do. I made coffee, made her breakfast, kissed her on the forehead, and told her I loved her. Then I went straight to my lawyer. My lawyer, we'll call her Denise because she deserves credit, is a 50-something shark who's seen it all. I told her what happened, word for word, and even played the small voice recording I'd managed to catch when I hit record mid-call. Not great quality, but clear enough. She looked at me and said, "You want to blow this up or play it slow?" I asked what she meant. She sipped her coffee, leaned back like this was just another Tuesday, and said, "You can either end it now, go nuclear, and cut your losses, or you can make her sign something so brutal it'll make the devil blush." Guess which option I picked? Denise and I crafted the prenup like it was a goddamn battle plan. Clause 1. If she cheats, she gets nothing. Clause 2. If she initiates the divorce within 5 years, she gets nothing. Clause 3. If it's proven she married me under false pretenses, like, say, for money, she gets absolutely nothing. Clause 4. Any property, savings, business assets, or investments made before or during the marriage remain 100% mine. Clause 5. If we make it 10 years and she hasn't tried to screw me over, then she gets a very generous payout plus property split. And the best part? Clause 6. Signing this prenup is a non-negotiable condition of the wedding. No prenup equals no marriage. We even put in a hidden clause that voids the prenup if she signs it under duress, just to make it airtight. Denise called it malicious compliance with a smile. Now here's where it gets fun. Over the next few weeks, I acted like I was the happiest groom on earth. I booked us a weekend getaway to wine country. I let her pick centerpieces. I pretended to give a damn about linen textures. All the while, I'm setting up the prenup behind the scenes. My lawyer had it delivered in a beautiful leather folder with her name embossed on the front. Looked like a damn wedding album. When I finally gave it to her, I framed it as this sweet, romantic gesture. Hey babe, I've been thinking a lot about how to protect us both, you know? I just want us to be safe and smart. She blinked. A prenup? I nodded like an idiot in love. It's just paperwork. Everyone does it. She hesitated. I thought you trusted me. Here it came. The guilt trip. I kissed her forehead. Of course I do. Which is why this won't bother you at all. That line shut her up. Temporarily. The next few days were a damn circus. She started getting snappy. Passive-aggressive comments. I guess I'll start looking for jobs since you don't think I'm worth supporting. She stayed up late texting her friends, whispering in the other room. So, naturally, I installed a keystroke tracker and screen mirror software on her laptop. You can call me paranoid, but hey, if I'm going to war, I want intel. Turns out she was already talking to a divorce attorney. Not to sign the prenup, oh no, to ask how she could challenge it later. I even saw one message she sent to her best friend that said, if I play along for now, I can still walk away with something in a year. Y'all, I sipped my coffee reading that like I was watching a live finale of a Netflix thriller. But it wasn't time to pull the trigger yet. No, I had one more move to make before the final checkmate. All right, Reddit, it's time. Let me take you to the night when everything came crashing down in glorious, 4K, Dolby surround sound, Ultra HD chaos. So quick recap. My fiancée, Emily, thinks she's finessing me into a wealthy, prenup-free marriage. I find out via some delightfully incriminating eavesdropping. I play dumb. Give her a prenup dressed up in luxury leather binding. She pretends she's okay with it, but I catch her scheming through a screen monitoring app. She's plotting to sign and divorce later. Classic. Now, I could have stopped it all there. Confronted her. Ended the engagement. But no, I wanted everyone to see the truth. Especially the ones who thought I was lucky to have her. So I planned our engagement party. We held it at this fancy rooftop bar downtown. I rented the whole place. Rooftop lights, catered food, a jazz trio. I even hired a photographer. You know, the works. I wanted her to think I was still 100% in. Emily was glowing. She wore this champagne-colored dress, and all night she kept grabbing my arm and doing that fake couple laugh. You know the one. Like, look how perfect we are, aren't we so in love? That one. People were drinking, laughing, doing the whole "how did you two meet" routine. I smiled, nodded, kissed her forehead like a Disney prince. She had no idea I had a laptop in the back connected to the big screen projector. Right before the party, I had one of my tech buddies set it up to switch from the engagement slideshow to something else. A very different kind of slideshow. I called it Reasons I Can't Wait to Marry Emily. Oh, and yes, I tested the audio. I'm not a rookie. So near the end of the night, the jazz trio finishes their set, and I get up to make a little speech. People quiet down. Glasses clink. I go. I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Emily and I are so lucky to be surrounded by love. I made a little video to show some memories from our relationship, and what makes me so excited to marry this amazing woman. She's smiling like she just won Miss America, holding my hand. The projector kicks on. The first 30 seconds? Cute stuff. Pics from our first trip. That stupid selfie we took in the rain. Her feeding me gelato. Then boom. Cut to grainy audio clip. Her voice. The one I recorded weeks ago. He's not my type, but I'll never have to work again. I just have to lock this in. No prenup, no escape clause. I'm set. You could feel the mood shift like someone killed the music at a funeral. Gasps. Dead silence. Someone dropped a fork. Then the texts. Screenshots from her messages to her friends and the lawyer. Big bold text at the top. After the wedding, I'll divorce in a year and still get a bag. Yeah, that was on a 30-foot projector screen. In front of both our families, all our friends, her coworkers, my coworkers. Hell, even the photographer froze. I looked at her. She wasn't smiling anymore. Her mouth was open, like she was buffering. She tried to stand up, stammering some "this is taken out of context" nonsense. I calmly picked up the prenup folder and placed it in front of her on the table. You still want to sign this, sweetheart? Just for the memories. She burst into tears and ran out. I let her go. No chase. No drama. Just a soft jazz tune still playing in the background like it was all part of the show. Someone in the back actually clapped. I'm not even kidding. After that, her parents apologized to me. I shrugged. My buddies bought me drinks all night. I got texts from 3 of her bridesmaids saying, I always thought something was off about her. I stayed till the bar closed, tipped the staff extra, and slept like a baby for the first time in weeks. But it's not over just yet, because the next morning, I got a call from her lawyer. So after I nuked my engagement party with a well-timed, here's why she's only marrying me for money, PowerPoint presentation, you'd think it would be over, right? Wrong. Because some people, especially gold diggers with bruised egos, don't know when to quit. The next morning, I woke up to 47 unread messages. Most were friends saying, bro, holy SHD, asterisk, or are you okay? I was. Very okay. But one message was from an unknown number, then a voicemail, then another call. It was her lawyer, a man who sounded like he either just got pulled into a drama he did not sign up for, or was trying really hard not to laugh. He introduced himself and said, I'm representing Emily regarding your upcoming marriage and the events that took place at the engagement party. I cut him off politely and said, there won't be a marriage. You're a little late for that. There was a pause. He cleared his throat and said, she still intends to sign the prenup, and she hopes you'll reconsider. I nearly dropped my coffee. She still wanted to marry me. After all that, after getting exposed in 4K, after everyone in her life heard her call me a walking retirement plan, I actually laughed, like out loud. The lawyer was silent for a second, and then quietly said, for what it's worth, I advised her against making this call. Now let's be clear, I wasn't about to jump back into Shark Tank, but I was curious. So I agreed to meet her for coffee. In a public place. Middle of the day. No drama. And oh boy, it was pure comedy. She showed up in this oversized hoodie, no makeup, eyes puffy, like she was going for the please feel sorry for me aesthetic. She started with a speech about how she panicked and didn't really mean what she said and was just trying to impress her friends. Apparently, she's never felt love like this before, and the idea of losing me scared her into saying stupid things. Classic damage control. I let her talk, didn't interrupt once. Then she reached into her bag and pulled out the prenup folder. Said she'd sign it right now. No changes. No arguments. I sipped my coffee, looked her dead in the eyes, and asked, do you even remember what Clause 3 says? She blinked. The cheating one. I shook my head. That's Clause 1. Clause 3 is the one that voids the whole thing if it turns out you married me under false pretenses. And then I leaned in and said, you should have read it more carefully before you told your friend you were going to play along for now. Her face. Priceless. I stood up, dropped $10 on the table, and told her she should be glad I didn't sue for fraud. She tried to say something, but I was already walking out. Fallout. She moved back in with her parents. Her friends mostly bailed. Turns out when your social circle is built on flexing and lies, it crumbles fast. I got texts. Long ones. The please forgive me kind. I ignored them all. Her mom emailed me to apologize and thank me for showing them who she really was. As for me, I took a week off, flew to Iceland, soaked in a geothermal spa, and promised myself 2 things. Never ignore red flags again. Next time I propose to someone, they better love me and my ramen habits. But wait, you thought that was the end? You'd be wrong. Because 3 months later, she popped up on social media, engaged again. To some older dude. Realtor. Real flashy. And guess who messaged me asking for advice on prenups? Yup. Him. Strap in. If you thought the engagement party ambush was the peak of this saga, nope. Not even close. The universe had one more encore planned, and I didn't even have to lift a finger. So it's been, what, 3 months since I noped out of the wedding that almost was. I'm healing. Thriving. Gym, spa, a little soul-searching. Okay, mostly margaritas and PlayStation. Life is good. Then one night, I'm scrolling Instagram, and bam, there she is. Emily. In a beach photo, holding a new guy's hand. Flashy ring. Caption says, sometimes the real thing comes after the storm. #engaged #blessed. You've got to be kidding me. This guy is clearly older. Slick back hair. Shiny watch. One of those real estate, alpha male hustle king types. You know the vibe. Quotes from Gary V. drinks protein out of wine glasses, probably says things like grind set unironically. And just like before, the comments are full of heart emojis and so happy for you, babe. Messages from girls who definitely watched me roast her on a projector screen. But here's where it gets insane. 2 weeks later, I get a message from a blue checkmark account. Let's call him Todd. Real name wasn't Todd, but it absolutely felt like a Todd. The message: Hey Jake, I hope this isn't too weird. Emily mentioned you once or twice. Said you two were engaged at one point. I heard you're good with prenups. I was wondering if you'd be open to giving me some advice. Saturday. Back. In. All. The man was literally asking me how to protect himself from the woman who tried to trap me. So what did I do? Well, I did what any emotionally damaged but morally flexible man would do. I invited him to lunch. We met at this rooftop spot. Nice place, killer sushi. Todd showed up in a blazer with no undershirt. That kind of guy. I almost bailed just based on that fashion crime, but I stayed curious. He talked fast. Too fast. Nervous energy. Emily's amazing, man. But, like, her last relationship ended messy. I know there was some kind of misunderstanding. She says you got paranoid. Misunderstanding. Wow. I just nodded. Let him talk. He eventually said the quiet part out loud. Look, I love her. I really do. But some of my friends are telling me I should be careful. Like, legally. I asked him point blank. Do you think she'd still love you if you lost your money tomorrow? He didn't answer right away. That told me everything I needed to know. So I leaned in and said, I'll help you draft the prenup. But not just any prenup. One that's damn near elegant. Simple, strong, and quiet. And I did. I pulled out the same framework Denise and I wrote for mine. We adjusted it for Todd's situation, different income streams, different assets, but kept the spirit. No payout if divorced in under 5 years. No alimony if infidelity is involved. Proof of financial motives equals complete void. Independent legal counsel must review before signing. And then we added Clause 7, just for fun. In the event of a publicly documented attempt to defraud a previous fiancé, all financial obligations become null. I told him, if she tries anything shady, this clause lets you walk clean. He was impressed. Kept saying how professional I was. I just smiled. Wished him luck. A week later, he messaged me again. Hey. She freaked out when she saw the prenup. Cried for like an hour. Said it means I don't trust her. I asked if she signed it. He said, not yet. But I told her it's a deal breaker. We'll see. Oh, you'll see, all right. Couple weeks later. Her Instagram goes dark. No more hashtag fiance goals. No more beach photos. Ring's gone. And then, Todd posts a story with the caption, dodged a bullet. Guess he finally saw what I saw. So yeah, she tried it again. Got outplayed again. And this time, I didn't even have to lift a finger. I just gave the next guy the manual and let the universe do its thing. Justice doesn't always come in the form of revenge. Sometimes, it comes in the form of a nicely formatted PDF and a signature in blue ink. The prenup. The PowerPoint of doom. The fake, I've changed coffee date. The part where I helped her new fiancé dodge the same bullet I took to the chest. You'd think by now the credits would roll. Fade to black. End scene. But no. Because this story had one more twist so ridiculous that if I hadn't lived it myself, I'd call it fake. It was a rainy Thursday afternoon. I'm in sweatpants, eating leftover pad thai, mid-binge of some trash true crime doc, when I hear a knock at my door. Now, I live in a secure building. You don't just show up at my place unless I buzzed you in. You've scaled a wall like a raccoon with bad boundaries. So I open the door, and there she is. Emily. Soaking wet. No umbrella. Hair a mess. Makeup smudged. And most notably, very, very pregnant. For a second, I didn't say anything. I just stared. Like when you see someone from high school in public and pretend you didn't. Then she whispers, "Can I come in?" Now, was I tempted to slam the door and say, "Lose my number?" Yes. Did I also have the morbid curiosity of a raccoon looking into a blender? Also yes. So I let her in. She sat on my couch like it was still hers. Looked around like she expected it to be the same. But the whole place had changed. New couch. New rug. New life. No trace of her. We sit. Awkward silence. The only sound is her wet shoes on my hardwood floors. Then she says it. "It's yours." I blink. "The baby?" She nods. Hand on stomach. Classic move. At this point, Reddit, I am calculating every single possible timeline in my head like Doctor Strange. Let's review. We broke up about 3 months ago. She got engaged to Todd less than a month later. Now she's what? 7 months pregnant? Quick math, Einstein. That baby's not mine. So I asked deadpan. You're 7 months in. We broke up 4 months ago. Want to try that again? She pauses, freezes, then cracks. Okay, fine. It's not yours. Boom. I knew it. But wait, why lie? Why show up at all? She says. I didn't know where else to go. Todd kicked me out. He's convinced I tried to trap him. He showed me the prenup. Said you helped him write it. I just raised my eyebrows and sipped my drink. No confirmation. No denial. I don't have anywhere to stay. I thought maybe you could help. Just until the baby comes. I'm really trying to turn my life around. The audacity. The Netflix tear delusion. I leaned back, took a long breath, and then said, calmly, you came here pregnant with someone else's baby after trying to scam me, and want me to let you crash at my place because your new victim grew a brain? She started crying, the real ugly kind, saying she was scared, alone, broke. I almost felt something. Almost. But then I remembered. The rooftop party. Her saying I wasn't her type. The plan to leave after a year. That smug grin when she thought she had it all locked in. So I said, I'm not your plan B. And I'm sure as hell not your plan M, for money. I gave her a blanket, called her a cab, and told her to contact her family or maybe someone from church. But not me. She left. And that was the last time I ever saw her in person. A couple weeks later, I got a message from a mutual acquaintance. Emily moved back to her hometown, staying with a cousin. Had the baby. No idea who the real father is. She's trying to be a mom influencer now. Posts filtered selfies with captions like, new beginnings. Wild, right? So what did I learn from all this? Trust your gut. If someone's love feels a little too calculated, it probably is. Prenups aren't unromantic. They're insurance for your future peace. And if someone ever tells their friends, he's not my type, but he's loaded, record that *T. You'll need it for the projector later. Thanks for sticking with me through this whole thing. And to Emily, if you're somehow reading this, you could have just said you liked ramen. Would have saved us both a lot of trouble.